let's do this. I made Pokemon Emerald on minimum battles with as many Pokemon as it was realistic. In this first fight you can't lose actually. The second fight, yeah, some Pokemon just there. So, if in the first fight, if you would lose, the attacking Pokemon just runs away. Pokemon is a mediocre series when it comes to the game, and they never improve. This guy is also pretty little, would be if there would be a lot of psychic Pokemon in the game. There aren't, so, and the movesets are crap anyway. So yeah, while in a normal playthrough you would have some trouble, in these circumstances I played, you don't, because I didn't use version exclusives or trade evolutions, because again, trade evolutions should face the extra boosting XP while suffering from the disobedience factor. Either way, so Pokemon just drip feeds you, always drip feeded you with new features. The first came out as it was. The attacking moves worked, the status moves were dubious. The second, okay, that mostly solved that part, but and introduced some new stuff. The third is, I hate the Generation 3, because, you know, Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald and its remakes, because it doesn't innovate enough. The backpack is still limited, so you will have to organize your items, and you will even run out of space even if you store as many stuff as you can in the computer. It's just terrible. Now this is the two trainer. This you can see. This one is rock. It's pretty resistant to like everything at the start of the game. The movesets are really crappy in this generation, so most thing just dies here because can't get past the rock Pokemon on minimum battles. Of course, if you are fighting a whole bunch of trainers, as many as you can, and you allow extra grinding. Actually, if you just fight the trainers, you already gained a lot more experience than on minimum battle, so you probably have like almost no trouble all throughout the game. And that pairing with the grass Pokemon, those are super effective against those who are super effective against the rock type. So it's a really a trap. It's a rotating trainer, as you can see on the left, but it's really hard and annoying to avoid. Now here comes the first gym. With some Pokemon, it's worse to just go back for the grass type and suffer the rotating. You want the XP sooner or later, because I did find guides how to progress minimum battles in Emerald. It was useful, but it was very flawed. It forced double battles even where you can just easily skip one of the trainers of a double battle, because it is just a rotating trainer. It's not a fast or unpredictable trainer, so I don't know why bother with that. And there were trainers that you simply don't have to fight from that list, and there are some you have. And there is a Catslone fight much later, when you get to Three Stone City or whatever the houses on the trees. Yeah, here you can see Rayquaza. Yeah, it actually just fades. Doesn't matter what the stats are, because it has horrible move pool, early move pool. And Emerald doesn't even offer you good held items. The AGM department, TM department is interesting. So back to the Tree City. There you get to Steven, and Steven gives you some equipment to see the cat lounge so you can get past them. And he literally throws you a cat lounge that attacks you. Some of the cat lounge just run away, some attacks you. That's the one that is blocking the gym there. It's just runs away, so I didn't count that as a battle, but the one Steven throws at you to demonstrate that his gear is working, then that's I allowed that battle because it's a narratively starting battle. It's thrown at you. Steven, even in dialogue, reacts as you did fight them and did not run away. So you should have had fight there in my book. So you see a bunch of various Pokemon. These videos, I will do 3 segments. The goal is to show you which battles where you have to fight, and sometimes a bit of interesting tidbits also, but it's not just one Pokemon. They get thinned out. First time I recorded a bunch more footage where I went with one Pokemon, and when it died I show a new Pokemon taking over, but I thought sometimes it took too much time and tries whatever, so I just skipped that concept mostly, but yeah, there are some Ramrams here, just to give you a general idea, mostly for the early games. This here, you find these 2 Aqua member in consecutive. This is scripted, so you cannot pause, heal yourself, change your moveset. But let's wait how this ends up, because the guide I found at Jiro's Reddit is actually making a false entry here. Yes, he lists the 2 fights you can see here. It's a pretty sluggish fight, but you know, I just tried to do what I can to demonstrate how things go. Even with weak Pokemon, I did what can be done just to demonstrate that, yes, this was tried and done. Sometimes you can progress pretty far. Now, finally here, the Jiro's guide says there is a 3rd Aqua member here, but you know, the boss just takes his horde away, and you go down, you find this 3rd Aqua member, but it just gives you a TM. And TMs, yeah. Sooner or later, pretty late, you get access to the move reminder. You will barely use it, but still keep in mind that per NPC, because the main interest is the game corner. I don't buy coins, so yeah, that's a thing. Especially because here in Emerald, the game is hard. 4 minimum battles. I must emphasize that. And you will find yourself in situations where you constantly need new moves, or just want to learn new move because you are not sure what you will do with it, and then you want to get back some other stronger moves, usually stronger moves, and that's where the game corner comes into play. Unfortunately, there is another TM shop very late in the game, Lilikov City. This pair is really atrocious with this paralyzing, but this Blossom and Minun are really bad Pokemon. Weak, not bad, weak Pokemon. They would be fine with more stats, so it's weird. Anyway, so in Lilikov City, the store is blocked by your rival, the official rival. You know, here for me it's May because I chose the May skin. But yeah, so you don't have access to those. But the game corner, I constantly went back there, and the only way to get something like flamethrower like 5 times. Yeah, I'm that serious. That's you can't have that many coins to buy. I mean, money, pocket dollars to buy that, and so the only option is to gamble, because in Gen 3, in later generations, I don't remember exactly, in Gen 5 for sure, you got some, mini games to progress fine in the game corners, but otherwise it was gambling. So there was no chasing it. There were some knowing how to use, know the algorithm will give you somewhat reliable coins, but here it's still that. So the other main problem with Generation 3, Emerald and all that, oh yeah, we start this gym. This is, it's, in Emerald it's wasting your time. You constantly go a bit forward, then go backward, and a bit more forward, then backward again. And then finally you unlock the progress for good. It's very annoying. Surprisingly, this gym, this Meditate is bad because it always used this move that has negative priority. So if you use something that will hit it, you will never get hit. But the other two, Makugita and Machop, can ruin the bunch of Pokemon's runs because, fighting moves are strong when they hit. I think one of them is doing damage based on the Pokemon's level, so that's another bad factor. I mean, detrimental factor for any kind of attempt to pass this gym. But this is not even one of the worst gym, it's just super effective and you don't have moves. Emerald simply don't have moves to progress, to make you progress. Later generations, I mean in Gen 5, 6, 7, I don't know 8 and 9, and I will never know 10 because I'm just furious with Nintendont with its current patenting and lawsuits. How can they pretty much copyrighted the entire monster collecting genre. The thing exists like forever. How was that allowed? That patent should be just destroyed. And whoever allowed it pass, it just probably should be fired. That person knows absolutely nothing what should do or should not do, especially should not. We are getting close to the electric gym, and that's another part I wish to talk about because it's perfectly demonstrating how bad Generation 3's gym designs are. Uh, Ghost is very advantageous if you are doing a Nuzlocke or something. It's they are pretty unstoppable until like here. And Sable is surprisingly good. Seriously, it just can breeze through the game until Electric Gym. Always keep in mind the possible extra trainers you can battle, even if they would come later in progress. These two are also that, and never bother with double battling. That would make your main Pokemon just lose XP, and it's a lottery what the opposing Pokemons will attack your main Pokemon or your Agem user. You will use a lot of Agem users, and here it's at least you can have that advantage that catching a Pokemon does not give you XP. So there is that, so you can constantly upgrade your rooster, especially the flying Pokemon. Aeron is one that you should definitely capture. One is you can put a bunch of Agem on it, Strength, Rock Smash, and Cut. The other is it's very defiant. It's horrible as a main Pokemon, it just has no, absolutely zero chance in the fighting gym, but as a partner Pokemon, it's great. There are a couple of later obligatory double battles, and if you are starting a double battle and as in Jiro's guide you attacking your own Pokemon to go down, why you even start a double battle when you can just, do it one at a time. The members of the double battle you can do one at a time. So I showed you I didn't have footage because the guides of Giros just fought two trainers in the gym, while I only fought one. You have to leave the gym after fighting the guy I circled in the center to be able to do that, but yeah, that's a game mechanic. How do you not know that? Here is the Marshtomp is just cheesing it because it can be hurt by electric and it can be paralyzed. This is a bad thing because you can get actually an paralyzed heal berry, but that's a berry of a day, so you maybe have to wait a week in real life to get that, or you can just, you PKX to give yourself the berry. This is another rotating double battle. As you will be able to see that the rotating member of this NPC pair is just, well, unpredictable. So I said, okay, I paid for it. I do not reload. I just take it on my list because you know it just does not worth the frustration to try to bypass it. But if you are so into it, sure, do it. I don't care, whatever. So the electric gym and practically all of the gyms are designed that way. It has a huge real-life random factor in them. It's very annoying. Why do you do that? And to I usually never bother with the paralysis berry. I thought, yeah, I get attacked, I get healed, and the AI will just attack me with the same move. so why I should bother? But it turns out the AI is not that sophisticated, so they're actually worth using the anti-polarized theory, but it was not obvious for me. Here, easy magma buttons, whatever. It's annoying sometimes if they use overheat or something. Yeah, that's a big obstacle here, but otherwise, whatever. It's weird that dark type attacks don't really have any use here. I mean, in this game, Generation 3, usually you always have a ghost gym or dark gym, and ghost and dark Pokemons all over, where it's advantageous to have a ghost or dark type, but like usually it's a dark type, just better. And the Emerald's other main problem is that it still uses this pre-special physical splits thing where previously you just, yeah, Pokemon, the game was way easier, let's face it, but here the opponents are designed to pose a challenge, but the physical special split was not done, so just all fire type moves are special type. All normal type moves are physical types, but this game was obviously designed with the physical special split in mind, that some fire or dark or ice type moves are not in the main category. So it's just frustrating to deal with this. That is the main reason why this game is so hard, because the move sets were not updated, not by the number of moves, not by access to types for each Pokemon, and there is no distinguish between physical and special type within the elements. Here, yeah, you have to rely a bunch of misses. That Cameron's overheat is one of the main factors that can kill you, and the Distorco is absolutely resistant. So many Pokemon failed for this. It's absolutely massive, the Torkoal. Torkoal, by the way, is a pathetic Pokemon under normal circumstances, but when you are fighting like quasi same level, it's a massive tank. Even though it's slow as hell, it poses serious challenge. And the other thing is, you can't guess what the other Pokemon stats are, so you constantly have to guess whether you want to use a physical or special element move. It's annoying.